How are you all doing today? You know what occurs? The game might actually be a bit loud. Let's take care of that real quick here if I can. Can I actually do that? Uh-oh. How am I relative to the game? This is probably going to be the loudest track it plays. Or at least the most overpowering. What kind of clarity do I have compared to the game? I'm fine? Oh good. I'm loud, you say? That's astounding to me because I'm looking at the measure bars here and the game is cranking pretty well. Is the game quiet? Yeah, I moved to a bit more of a comfortable position. This is a more subdued track. So, believe it or not, I think the narrative is one of the best parts about this game, which sounds a bit weird. In-game, the narrative is fine. It's more how they came to the decisions they made for the narrative here. Ooh, I need to move the chat. Come here, chat. Let's go over here. So, for those who aren't familiar, what we're looking at here is a hybridization of the narratives for the SNES games Blaster Master, which we got in the West, and Metafight, which was the Japanese version. And so basically, this is a reinvention of that series of games, blending the narratives of both in what I feel is utterly brilliant. It's like in Blaster Master, Jason has a pet frog named Fred who jumps down a hole, and inside the hole is the tank. None of that exists in Metafight, and it's instead like this big thing about like dimensional mutants and like a fight for the planet and etc. So here we have both happening at the same time, and I kind of adore it. Oh, I really like the art style. I really like the character designs. Like, this is Inti Creates who made this, and it's Inti as hell. And this is probably, you know, like, this is probably their best offering in that term, I think. So we'll get started with the new file here. I forgot this says multiplayer. I don't know in just what capacity that is. So, true to form, we have a very similar looking game with a jumping tank. But they actually have justification for why everything is what it is. Which, hallelujah for that, you know. Let's see here. I do still feel the game is a bit loud. Can I do anything about that? Let's just do this. Alright, is the game still reasonably loud without being too quiet? All good? Cool. That's the button I was looking for. So, they released the Zero set of games as a trilogy, and I'll be entirely honest, the first one here, this is the weakest one. It's actually kind of hard to go back to, I feel. Like, I think very highly of the third game in particular, and the second one, while flawed, I do think it's also still a very good game. This one is faithful to the original, I feel, a bit to a fault, gameplay-wise. That's a fair consideration. New tank, who dis? Let's see here. What's the command for this again? Is it just that? Nope. Ooh. Actually, control, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Oh. There we go. Interesting, so it's very sub-supportive variety of it. Right, so one thing that I forgot about in that instance right there is you have like no capacity to fall as Jason. Like if you fall a little too far, you just die. You have like no threshold. Let's see here. I might actually need to mess with my controls here. I see what's going on and I'm not too thrilled with it. There we go, let's give this a try. Hooray for control schemes that you haven't used for years. Oop. So these overhead segments, you do thankfully have a strafe button. Very useful. Much like in the original game. We have the considerations of all of these like little power-up nodes that increase our gun strength. We also, however, have sub-weapons, similar to the original. In this case, we have the grenade, which actually really strong. Do not be shy about hurling grenades at things. So, as a point of note, like, this one tile higher here, that's enough to cause damage from falling. Do not fall beyond Jason's actual, like, jumping threshold. You'll feel it. The tank can fall forever. Jason can't. Bear this well in mind. So as I said, I do feel that of the Zero series of games Go, this one, the most faithful to the original game, is the weakest. It's perfectly fine and serviceable. I think the music is decent. A lot of folks are of the opinion that the only, like, good track is the Area 1 music. And I can kind of see that argument. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand where they're coming from. There we go. Oops. So, now that I've gotten some weapon upgrades, we actually have a sub-menu here, which gives us different weapon types. So this one pierces, for example, as opposed to these, which don't, and this thing which doesn't go anywhere. If I just tap the button, it'll cycle through. Similar to the original, more power is better. So the later weapons are just kind of straight better off than the earlier ones for the most part. Although I do feel that this one is a bit of an exception. This little cave here pretty much exists just to provide you with an opportunity for weapon upgrades. Did it now? I wasn't aware of that. Like, I knew it kind of had like that overhead sort of thing, so I guess I can see that. But yeah, I wasn't aware of that actually. So it's been long enough that I don't actually remember how this game goes. Like this one in particular. Like there's things I remember, there's things I don't. That kind of thing. Jeez, how long has it been since I played this? I think I played it, like I played this years ago, I know that much. I want to say it was 4 years ago, maybe 3? Alright, I don't have the means to get through to that thing yet. These big ones give you, I want to say, 4 health? It's either 4 or 5, something like that. So similar to On Foot, we have a drop-down weapon system for Sophia as well as for Jason, but we don't have anything to actually equip for Sophia at this time, so is what it is. Oh right, I forgot they explode like that. Nope, nothing for it. It's like, oh, you swim faster than you climb the ladder underwater. Don't really need that supply box just quite yet. I think you can see what I mean by, like, okay, this weapon hits the thing a lot, but I don't think it knocks out the enemy as quickly as just using this. Of course, using this allows me to take it from an angle that I wouldn't be able to otherwise, and that's nice. Ooh, here we go. Full power. This one's a shield. This one doesn't look too inspiring at first until you actually use it properly, if I recall this weapon. If I recall correctly, this is basically like a chain lightning gun. Yep, there we go. Got a flamethrower here. And then we have this ridiculous thing, which is pretty much straight out of the original, and without question it's the best gun. It's not even, it's not a contest, not even. So I appreciate the effort to like come up with different weapon ideas, but again, you don't really have any reason to use anything except this one for the most part. Oh no, it's Mother Brain. Fortunately, we're very experienced in dealing with Mother Brain. So you can see how fast I'm knocking this thing out with my gun. Yeah, the grenades make short work of things very, very quickly. Throw a bomb and pause the game. Yeah, they fixed that. Or rather, you know, they did not re-implement that. I'm being given the projection that there's some stream instability. Does that sound about right? Does something not look quite right? So, yeah, my mom was saying something about the connection not being super great. So if that's the case, then yeah, if it's skipping frames, then I think I'll have to reset the router. Annoying. Let me get to a save point real quick. Alright, one moment please. I'm going to reset the router. I'll be right back.